Good question. There's an awful lot of shows and movies about the apocalypse and post-apocalyptic worlds, or what it's going to be like in the apocalypse. But the apocalypse is always presented as awful, hence the name. but it's there's all these great shows like The Walking Dead and The Last of Us. I really like those. But The Last of Us, great show. But you do not want to turn into a mushroom person. You don't want to turn into a zombie. With this show, the fun for me is the argument that the audience can have about, is this a terrible thing, the loss of individuality? There's great arguments to be made for it not being so good, but on the other hand, everybody's happy, everybody's peaceful, everybody's getting along. Nobody is under dictatorship or in prison or any of that stuff. So to me, that's what interests me about the show, is that people get to discuss it and argue amongst themselves.
Yeah, we argue about everything. Yeah. Just at each other's throats. To answer that honestly, though, there was really lively conversations that are still ongoing. That I think it's one of the great things about the show is there are not definitive answers to some of the questions that Vince is raising about human nature, about how do you define happiness? How do you define contentment, joy, the necessity of the multitude of emotions, which is something that I would argue is absolutely part of being human, but I'm sure people that live in anguish and despair would say, no thanks, I'll pass. It's even like defining ambition, because Carol's career looks very, very different now than it would have the day before. How do you define love? How do you define loneliness? We had lots of healthy debates. And at any time in the show, you could take another person's side. Like Zosha has a point many times. Diabate has great points many times. Although I will never tell him, but it's fine. Yeah.